Okay, this is lesson 6.8, where we will be multiplying a binomial to produce trinomials using the box method. So continuing with what we did last week, where we distributed using the box. So first let's review what we mean by the area of a rectangle. So if we were to solve for the area of a rectangle that had side lengths of 10 and 8, that means that there's this rectangle with one side length is 10, the other side length is 8, and 10 times 8 would be 80. And so the area of this box would be 80 units squared. Now let's pretend that the side lengths of the box are 6 plus 4 and 6 plus 2. Yeah, you're right. This is 6 plus 4 is 10. 6 plus 2 is 8. So the area should be 80. Well, let's go ahead and use the box method like we did last week. 6 plus 4 means that this is a binomial, so there'll be 2 columns though. 6 plus 2, this is a binomial, so there'll be 2 rows. So 6 plus 4, then 6 plus 2. So the area of, say, just this rectangle, 6 times 6, which is 36. The area of just this rectangle, 4 times 6, which is 24. The area of this rectangle, 6 times 2, which is 12. And the area of this rectangle, 4 times 2, which is 8. So the area of this whole thing should be this box, plus this box, plus this box, plus this box. Let's go ahead and add that up. $36 plus 24, this would be, maybe come to the side and do some scratch work. 60 plus 12 plus 8, which is 20, and 60 plus 20 is 80 units squared. So as you see, it ends up equaling the same thing. It just broke it down into 4 different parts, 4 different boxes. Number 3 can be solved the same way as this, where if the length of a rectangle is x plus 4 and the width of a rectangle is x plus 2, we can find the area of the whole thing by separating it down into 4 boxes. It's a binomial, so there'll be 2 columns. Binomial, so there'll be 2 columns. This will be x plus 4 is the length. X plus 2 is the width. So the area of, say, just that rectangle is going to be x squared. The area of just this rectangle will be positive 2x. Area of this rectangle will be 4x, and the area of that rectangle will be 8. To find the area of the whole thing, we're going to rewrite this outside. Plus 4x plus 2x plus 8. Notice that I lined up the like terms so that when I add straight down, I'm already combining them. This will be x squared plus 6x plus 8. The area of this box is x squared plus 6x plus 8. So moving on, that's really what we're going to be doing today. That's our objective. So we'll do a binomial times a binomial. So since we have a binomial, that's why there's 2 columns. This is a binomial, that's why there's 2 rows. So we just line it up. The length is x plus 7. The width is x plus 4. Then we just multiply. X times x is x squared. This will be 7x. X times 4 is 4x. 7 times 4 is 28. Then I'll rewrite it outside. And then I'll line up like terms. Add straight down. X squared plus 11x plus 28. The second one, even though it looks a little different, it's still going to be 8 minus x because that's the length. The width is x plus 9. So then I multiply 8 times x is 8x. Negative x times a positive x, so negative times a positive is a negative. X times x is x squared. 8 times 9 is 72. Then negative times a positive is a negative. X times 9 is 9x. Rewrite it outside. I'm going to line up like terms. So this is plus 72, negative 9x. We'll go underneath the x term. We'll add straight down. 8 minus 9 is a negative 1x. This is not in standard form, so I need to rewrite it in standard form, putting the highest power first. And there you go. You should do these and then check your answer key. Let's move on to the more examples. So with this one, this is actually no different. Notice that the box is not drawn, so we're going to have to draw it ourselves. This is a binomial times a binomial, so it'll be 2 by 2. Go ahead and draw it myself. The length is 2x minus 9. No, 2x minus 8. The width is 3x plus 3. Then I'll go ahead and find the area of each individual box. 2 times 3 is 6. X times x is x squared. Negative times a positive is a negative. 8 times 3 is 24 times x. 2 times 3 is 6 times x. Negative times a positive is a negative. 8 times 3 is 24. Rewrite it outside the box, lining up like terms. Positive 6x will go underneath the 24x. Add it straight down. 6x squared minus 24 minus 6 is 12, 6, 7, 18. And that's the area. For number 4, this is a binomial times a trinomial, so it will be 2 by 3 rectangle. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. So 4t plus 1, t squared plus 6t minus 5. Then I just multiply. 4t times t squared will be t to the third. 1 times t squared is t squared. 4 times 6 is 24. T times t, t squared. 1 times 6 is 6 times t. 4 times a negative 5 is a negative 20 t. 1 times negative 5 is a negative 5. So there's just more terms now to add up. When I rewrite, I'm going to line things up. So plus t squared plus 24t squared plus 6t minus 20t minus 5. And this is fine. 4t cubed, or to the third. 24 plus 1 is 25, t squared. Negative 20 plus 6, the signs are different, so I subtract, which is 14. Keep the sign with the larger number, negative 5. Go ahead and do your practice, and you can be checking your answer keys with your teacher.